Hello everyone and welcome to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. I'm Don Jacobs. I hope you had a great July 4th week. Hard to believe though, we're already applying for antlerless deer tags. Tomorrow's the first day that the county treasurers will be accepting them, so make sure you get them in the mail if you're interested in an antlerless deer tag. But right now, and pretty much for the rest of the show, we're gonna focus ourselves on bass fishing. You know, Ken Maurer, the owner of Southside Sports down there in Sunbury, he knows that river east, west, north, and south. So he called, he said, we'll pick 3 baits, we'll get out on the beautiful West Branch on my new boat, and we'll do some fishing.
We are at the south end of the West Branch of the Susquehanna River, and we're going to be targeting smallmouth bass. Now,
you typically fish somewhere right around your shop. Tell me what's going on with the Fabry Dam.
Well, they're doing repairs in the Fabry Dam, and it looks like it's going to be probably another couple of weeks till they get it inflated and get everything operational.
We've decided to come up north of that and do some fishing. Bass are in. How's the bass fishing been?
Bass fishing's been pretty good. This section here, we don't see a lot of fish, but there's usually some nice sized ones. It's not a numbers area, but it's a good place to run into a big one.
So how are we fishing today? What are we gonna do?
We are gonna probably run upstream a little bit and then just do a float, and we'll be targeting rock structure, ledges, any place that looks like it might hold a fish. And we have the Melting Point tubes, Tom's Custom Bait stick baits, and Livingston jerk baits. And all 3 of those styles of lures catch fish this time of the year. We may have to fine tune it with color or presentation, but hopefully we should be able to get into some pretty good fish with those lures.
Let's go fishing.
We're on the water. I'm hoping we can get out of here without running aground.
Look how shallow it is.
Not a lot of water right here. It's usually just a hair. Hey, there's bass right there.
Right there. Look at a ton of them.
A bunch of little ones.
And suckers, more bass.
Oh, look at them over here. A lot of fish in there. Good musky bait.
They're that size. We picked a beautiful day for this.
I'll say, thank heavens.
Nice new boat. First time on the boat with you. This is gorgeous. Cool. I asked Ken to show us the 3 different baits we will use throughout our trip. The first one I find funny. I gotta tell you, this is the simplest hook in the middle of a rubber worm, right? I mean, isn't it silly that it catches fish?
All you need in fishing is a hook and a worm.
Now, what are you putting it through?
This is a wacky worm.
Okay.
And somebody came up with the idea of sliding an O-ring on there, and it lets you catch more fish on one worm. If you just put the hook through the plastic, a smallmouth will jump and the worm will go flying.
Right.
With that on there, you can catch quite a few on one.
Now, no weight?
No weight. The weight of the worm is enough to cast it, and as it sinks, it has a built-in wiggle to it. I don't know if you can see that, but as it gets down there, it has just a little shimmy to it. We got a nice calm day for this, and basically we cast across or any sort of angle downstream. This setup gets snagged real easy if we throw it upstream, and the river is full of snags. So cast it at any sort of angle downstream and let a semi-slack line so you won't get that natural fall.
Okay.
Once it gets to the bottom, shake it a little bit. Nothing hits, I reel it in, throw it in again. Most of the hits occur in the first 5 to 7 seconds as it's dropping.
Okay, good.
That's the one thing we're going to do. And our alternative to that.
Now, you're a big proponent of tube baits, right?
Smallmouth live on crayfish, and tubes imitate crayfish. And this is Melting Point's Hamatime, which is a really good color. Really looks a lot like the
What's the smell?
crayfish.
It's got a smell to it.
And it's got some crayfish scent in there.
Yeah, oh, yes it does. Yes, it does.
So there's a couple ways of rigging these, and we're going to do both styles. But the simplest way, and the way I use a lot, is a tube jig head. These are hollow bodies. You just take that, run it right up inside the tube, push it all the way to the head, and then just pop the eye out. Pop the eye through the plastic and tie onto that, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and you don't need any more weight with that because you got the jig head weighted. Okay. One of the other ways to rig a tube bait is the glide weight system. It's a little more snag resistant.
So we start this rig with a 2/0 offset worm hook.
Okay.
And this glider weight has a hole in the front. So you slide this glider weight up in the tube, all till it's up against. And then you go straight in the front of the tube. And with the hook point, you feel for that hole and run the hole through, run the hook through that hole.
So now you're through the bait and the weight.
Yep, I'm through that hole in the weight. Bring this around and sort of Texas rig it. I like to line this up nice and straight. Now that'll come through weeds. It goes through the rocks a lot easier, and it has a nice kind of gliding fall to it when you drop it in the water.
But they both work.
Two different presentations. And the third tactic we're going to use today is a little jerkbait. This is a Livingston lure jerkbait. A lot of minnows in the river right now. They eat a lot of crayfish, but they won't pass up a minnow. And these have, in the summertime when it's warm, you give them a very erratic action. Twitch it. Get that thing darting. And it's a slow sink. And it looks like a minnow trying to get away. And this Livingston lure has a little built-in sound chip that if you connect the thing, you can hear a little clicking.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Sight and sound.
We started out sight fishing in the shallow, clean water. Ken was throwing Tom's Custom Baits 5-inch stick bait.
There's one. Oh, it's a monster.
We got him. We got him, huh? Nice.
Now we need to get a double.
So
this thing is on the
tube?
This might be 10 inches long. No, I picked up the Senko after we had that follow on the tube. It's just a little guy, but he was right where he was supposed to be on that little ripple there. Come here, little guy. These little 10-inchers think they're 20 inches long.
They feel like it too. That's why we fish for those.
Well,
you broke the ice for the day.
That gets the skunk out of the boat anyway. He was on this boulder right here. See that boulder?
Oh yeah.
There, you can go back to your boulder.
Nicely done, sir. I love when we take time and we show people the basics of how to use different lures, what lures to use. Obviously, we caught a fish. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to keep on fishing on the Susquehanna River. So stick around. And he's in the net. Look at that.